Hello, guys. It's your girl, Steph Perez. Welcome to today's live stream. Welcome. Today is December 30th. Wow. One more day left, or 2 days, however you want to look at it. Welcome. Say hello as you're popping on. We're going to get ready to get things started. Make sure you, for sure, have your notebook. We are going to be covering a lot, and I am giving myself the freedom and the liberty to take my time because I really want this to be impactful for anyone that is tuning in. And just like the title of today's live stream says, from zero. So this means no matter where you are, this can apply to you, which I think is so doggone important. I don't think there's enough information out there for people that are literally starting from zero. So even if you don't have a business idea, like I did not have a business idea when I first got started way back in 2007, even if you have a business idea, even if you have not gotten started at all, like you don't have a website, you don't have any social presence, or maybe you have social presence, but you've never monetized your socials. It doesn't matter where you are. Literally, zero means zero. When I first got started, all I knew is that I wanted to learn how to make money online and how to have a business that didn't involve me having to bug family and friends, or I didn't want to do MLM and network marketing in that way anymore. And so I literally sought out the internet as a way of learning how to make money online and how to have a legit online business that involved me being able to make all of my money from the comfort of my home, never having to leave my home to make money. And let me tell you something, just a thought that reminds me, is I remember that when I first got started and I started making money online, how liberating it felt to know that when I was out and about, like at Target or wherever I was shopping, or when I was at work, that I didn't feel compelled to have to talk about my business. Like I didn't feel like I was potentially missing out on a prospect because I didn't ask the cashier if she was open for opportunity. And I remember when I was trying to do business in MLM and network marketing many years prior to that, it was like everyone was my prospect. My waiters and my waitresses, they were a prospect. My cashier, they were a prospect. Whoever was in line in front of me, a prospect. Behind me, a prospect. Our friends, a prospect. And I really hated being that person. But at that time, that's what I understood that it took to, show that you were serious about building that kind of business. And so literally, and this is another instance where you can ask my husband, because I was very annoying with it. I put my best foot forth to be that person that was always out there getting phone numbers and, trying to turn people on. I can't tell you how many times we had house parties, right, where we invited people over, so I could give a presentation and sell them on what it was that I was doing. I share that with you because when I say that I came online because I really wanted to learn how to make money online and have a business that didn't involve any of that, like I really mean it. And I think that also plays a role in why when I discovered this, like I just was not willing to go small. I just was not willing to not give this my all. First off, I had that 1-year ultimatum. But secondly, it's like, to me, this was like the best thing since sliced bread when it comes to being able to make money for yourself. And I was like, if that's the alternative, having to go that route again, bugging family and friends, bringing my weight loss products to my job and, hey, suck on this lollipop, drink this juice. Hey, mom, will you buy this? Hey, babe, can you invite your coworkers over to our house? Can I tell you something? Those are the things I did. Like I can say them so vividly because they were part of our world, not just my world, our world. And thinking back, it was flipping annoying. It was annoying. I was that person where it was like, oh, she's contacting me. I wonder what she has. So when I tell you how much I value being able to flip my camera on and just riff and share and be me and know that I can throw my information out there and that there are people out there that are ready to catch it and grab a hold of it and that are already out there consuming the kind of content that I create because they already want to know this stuff. Do you understand how liberating that is and why I want more people to know this is available to them? All right. Like this is available to them. So again, when I talk about zero, right, I'm thinking of the Steph Perez that came online in August of 2007 and was like, show me the ways, right? Show me the ways of making money online. Show me the ways of, making money on the internet because I want to know. I'm here for you. Right? I'm here for you when it comes to this. And we're talking about how to go from 0 to 6 figures, right, over these next 12 months, because is it possible? Absolutely. If there are people that are popping up on the scene and going from zero or virtually zero to six figures in 3-4 months time, then it's possible for you to decide to do it within a whole year if that's how long you want it to take you. If there are people that are popping up that, took a break from social media and then decided to pop back up and go from nothing and not knowing digital marketing to making $1 million in 3 to 4 months. I think that if we all wanted to, like whatever our goal is, that in 2024, we can decide to make it possible. But one thing I do know is it takes a plan, right? It takes a plan. I'm gonna say it again. It takes a plan. So I just would not be the person that is here today listening without a notebook. I just would not be that person if wherever I am right now, I'm unavailable for being in this position 30, 60, 90, 6 months from now. Like if I'm unavailable for being in this position any longer, I would not be here without a notebook. All right. Yes, to me, this is how imperative this information is. I'm certainly not an entertainment channel. I can definitely tell you that. I can be entertaining, but I am not an entertainment channel. Very much so an education channel, right? Designed to help you learn how you can begin to get your share on the World Wide Web. That's what this is about. All right. I heard something from Grant Cardone. Y'all know that I love me some Grant Cardone. And I was listening to one of the courses that I've invested into, over the years. And this one thing, I kept going back and rewinding it. Very, very short. But he said, a lot of times people, they worry about what the ROI is. Like, hey, when I run an ad, what's the ROI? Or if I do this, what's the ROI? And don't get me wrong, return on investment is major. And those are things that we should absolutely be tracking. But I couldn't think of a better way to start today's live off by sharing this. He said, but what's the ROI if you never start? What's the ROI if you never start? And you know what? When he said that, I literally started thinking back to so many conversations I've had this year with people that are like, Steph, like, how much does it take to get started? Because I don't have a job, or because I lost my job, or, what is it going to take for me to get this going because finances are rough, or there's so many different things that I've heard. More often than not, it revolves around something money centric. It just does, right? Loss of job, don't have a job. My money's tapped out. I've run through my money. I've invested into so many things. I want to pivot. But here's the thing, like one thing has nothing to do with the other. How much does it cost to get started has nothing to do with your current situation, right? It has everything to do with where you want to go. And so if we keep letting things stop us, for example, the plan we're going to run through today, if you allow, right, implementing this plan to stop you, what's the ROI on never getting started? What's the ROI on constantly asking questions and not taking action? What's the ROI on constantly opening emails and clicking or watching live streams and never doing anything with the information? If anything, it's costing you something. It's costing your time, your energy, possibly frustration. It's actually costing you more. And again, that's another big reason when it comes to business success, why so many of us, and I say us because I struggle with it myself, not always thinking about my business as a business, but yet just something to make me money. The two are not the same. I'm going to say that again, right? So many instances and times in my business where I didn't look at this and treat this as a business, but instead I was just simply treating this as something to make me money. The two are not the same. So when you really start to think about what you're doing as a business, which is why we're going to go over this game plan and why I promised you I'm going to take my time, regardless what you've got to do with your day, I'm going to take my time because I desire this to be a resource for people that really, really want to get it. And if I allowed myself to cry right now, I would, but I don't want to. I really, really, really want this to be a resource for someone to get the full story, the full scoop on what it takes to decide to get serious about this. Our individual outcomes are our individual outcomes. It really means very little about you. Like if you know you're following a plan, and I say that because we talk about 0 to 6 figures, right? You may implement an amazing plan this year. And for maybe circumstances outside of your own, you might do 75,000. But if you've been in business and are struggling, and you were to do 75,000 in 2024, would you count that as an L? Would you say Steph's a big fat liar because she said 0 to 6 figures? Or is that just simply a vision that I have, right? Because I believe that it's possible for anyone that really wants it. That's the vision I have for the plan that I want to put in your hands. That's the vision, right, that I have for way more people that are not satisfied with where they are right now, and to maybe get them thinking bigger about going someplace else, right? Maybe I just have a bigger vision, right, for people than they have for themselves. And again, I'm hoping that today's blueprint session, right, can help those people be able to say, you know what? Yeah, Steph keeps talking about these women who've gone to 6 figures in months. Like, why can't I decide, right, to chug along and make it happen in one whole year? There are certain things I want to say that I just don't want you to ever forget, because I want you to start setting higher expectations for yourself. I want you to start requiring more out of yourself, because what happens when you require more, right? You end up gaining more. You end up getting more. If I would just stop picking up the cookies, right, that's requiring more of myself. If I stop saying I'm tired of being fat, then like, hey, babe, want to go get burgers and fries? Real talk right here. Real talk, right? I'm so tired of being fat. Hey, babe, let's go grab a pizza. If I start requiring more of myself and not giving into that, I believe that my physical output would change. My body transformation would change. Y'all, will believe it or not, business is no different, right? So I want you to this is not even part of my notes, but I think it's great as we go into this, going back to what's the ROI on not taking action. And someone said, Shantae said, it's a big fat 0. It's like, let's go back to elementary math, right? What's 0? Anything times 0. So anything times no output, meaning you not doing anything, is a big fat 0. Is that what any of us wants over the next 12 months? No. So we have to require more of ourselves. We have to decide to put more skin in the game to, in fact, get what we want. I think one of the greatest things I've done for those I've worked with this year, especially this last like 6 months, is I've been so brutally honest that this takes work. I've been so brutally honest that you've got to sit down and figure things out. I've been so brutally honest that guess what? Even as your mentor, I'm not going to have all the answers for you, your channel, your account, your content, but I can certainly tell you how I have begun to figure things out for myself, right? So that you can figure things out for yourself. Requiring more isn't having a coach or a mentor and believing they're going to have all of the answers for your unique or dynamic situation, right? Having a mentor or a coach is saying, okay, like, here's the path. Even though I might run it the entire way, boo-boo, you just might have to crawl a little bit. Like, you might start running and then you have to walk, and then maybe you really get tired and you have to crawl, or heck, maybe you even have to sit down and take a breather. But I'm still the path is still the path though. Shantae, the path is still the path. Right? Veronica, the path is still the path. Melissa, the path is still the path. That's really a mentor. That's really a coach, right? And to help you decide to require more of yourself. So the next time you decide to sit down, maybe you ask yourself, do I really need to sit down? Or maybe can I just go ahead and walk, right? Let me just try walking and see how this works out. Or when you're running and you decide to start walking, you know what? You hear your mentor, your coach's voice saying, do you really need to start walking, or are you just giving up, right? Are you calling it quits too soon? Are you slowing down too soon? Do you have a few more jogs left in you? Yo, that's my element. That's what I love. And what I have found is that when I got brutally honest and I started saying, you have to figure this out. I'm going to give you the instruction. I'm going to give you the guidance. I'm either going to help pave the path. I'm either going to tell you, like, turn to the things that I'm doing, model them, copy them, like whatever, to find your flow. But at the end of the day, you still have to figure it out. That's making people decide that, you know what, I've got to require more of myself, because someone else is not always going to have the exact precise answer for me. So I really hope today's blueprinting session will help you. I hope you begin to require more of yourself, right? I hope you decide today that wherever you are right now, that you're unavailable to be in the same position 12 months from now. I shared in an email that I wrote to my list last night. And I talked about like this year, there certainly were a lot of highs and lows for me. Certainly a lot of highs and lows. But I sit back and I chuckle. And there are just some things because I made a decision this year that just are better in so many ways. Am I in the exact situation that I want to be? No. Right? Am I happy? Am I content? Absolutely. Am I satisfied? Heck to the no. Heck to the no. But am I happy and am I content and am I passionate about what it is that I do? And do I want more? Do I want more from others? And do I want to serve? Yes. Am I satisfied? Absolutely not. But I can absolutely tell you that from the way I went into 2023, I am going into 2024 better. Right? That's what I want more people to be able to say about 2024 and then going into 2025. But you've got to decide to sit down, require more of yourself, and decide to go into 2024 with a plan. That's just the bottom line. You cannot be willy-nilly about where you want to go, what you want to do, what you want to accomplish, and or put your success in another person's hands. You got to decide that if you want something more, you are going to go and get something more. All right. And that's what my email shared today, right? That I sent out to y'all. What did I say? I said, today's session is for you, right? I gave you the thing. And I said, if you're ready to take responsibility and go get it, if you're ready to take responsibility and go get it. All right. So grab your notebooks. Let's dive in. 0 to 6 figures. Here's your 2024 money making blueprint. Okay. Make no mistake, right? I'm here to help you get to your money. Okay. Number 1. Okay. You have to set your goals. Melissa said, I laid there and had a pity party. Said, girl, get up and start. That's the thing, but you recognized it. I've had pity parties too. Okay, I remember that pity party I had with my husband where he's like, what's wrong? And instead of doing the womanly thing and saying nothing, I told him, right? Pretty much I just said, things suck right now. And he gave the most realist answer for me. And y'all have heard me say it played such a big role in my wake-up call for like the last 6 months of the year. He's like, well, and I believe someone can take something away from this, whether live or you watch the recording. He said, you could look at it 2 ways. He said, you could either chalk it up to like, this is just where you're supposed to be in life right now. Right. And part of that is biblical, actually. Part of that is biblical. The Bible actually does say that. Right. He said, you can chalk it up to like, this is just the way things are supposed to be for you right now. He said, or right, you can look at your actions, right, and your choices. Right. He said, you can look at your choices or your actions. And I said, well, I tell you what, like it didn't take no time. I didn't have to think about it. I was like, pretty much like, forget chalking this up to this is where I'm supposed to be. Because for me, and I can't speak for anyone else, for me, I felt like that was taking my power away. I felt like if I just said, you know what, I think this just might be where I'm supposed to be right now. Like I felt that for me, I felt like that was giving my power away because I don't feel like I had literally done everything in my control to better my situation. And so like literally, this is a text message, right? And I said, no, it's not that, right? I'm going to take responsibility. It's going to be, I'm going to make better choices and I'm going to take more action, better action. I'm going to be responsible, right? So yeah, absolutely, Melissa. I can totally understand the whole pity party thing. But at some point, we each have to wake up from our unique dynamic situations. And you guys, please stop allowing like your financial circumstance, because that's the biggest thing, right? That I hear people, it's always like around, right, our money, whether it's, I lost a job or things are just tough. Like we can go through the list of so many reasons why circumstances are tough, right? But all I can tell you is that even in business, I've had tough times. Right? And number 1, leaning on God, without a doubt, leaning on God, right? And keeping God first and foremost. Like I can't negate that. I can't tell you that's not a part of my business and what I do because it is. All right. So number 1, leaning on God. And then number 2, right? Deciding that there's just too much availability of money out there to be contemplating how I'm going to pay anything. There's just too much. Right? And I decide to operate in free enterprise, right? Where I get to be amongst people, right? Millions of people that want what I have to sell. So if I find myself in any kind of loss or deficit, or I don't know, to me, I'm like, I'm just in a space where I get to be responsible. I get to decide to go harder, go longer, do sleepless nights. Like I just get to decide. And when I get to those points, right, I've never been let down because of my actions. I've never like not been able to pay my bills when I get to that point. Now, real talk. Have there been times where I was not able to pay my bills? Yeah, because like Melissa said, right, I was in a pity party and I was unavailable, right, to see other options or to realize what I just shared with you guys. And I'm in free enterprise. I'm in free enterprise. I can create my own opportunities. I can create my own outcomes. I can create my own solutions. I can create my own digital products. I can create my own offers. I can decide to, hey, I'm going to do this, right? And I can create monetization opportunities inside of my business. That's the most empowering thing, right, about what we have going on here is that it doesn't just have to be, well, I earn $27 an hour and that's all. Like I can bank on my check being X amount. Part of that is great security for you. Like that's fantastic, right? But on the other end, right, I would say push the limits. What can you do beyond? If you want more, don't make it your life's goal to quit your job. I think that's one of the worst things any of us can do. Don't make that your life's work or your life's goal. Look at it as an incredible blessing that you have something that can help fund where you want to go. But instead, ask yourself, can I show my boss up? Like, I wish I would have had this mindset when I was working. I did it all wrong, y'all. I wish I would have said, let me show my boss up. I'm going to go out earn what I earned working full time as a nurse. It wouldn't have been my life's goal to walk away from my job. It just wouldn't have been. Not knowing everything I know now. Instead, I would have been like, again, what do I always say? I'm a double down. I'm a double down so I can double up, right? Whatever I'm earning on my job, my life's goal right now is to double that, right? To keep both, to have the best of both worlds, and to keep a lot of my job to fund my bigger ventures. I know we got off on a tangent there, but you know what? That's for somebody. That's for someone I know. All right. So number one, you have to set your goals. The biggest thing I've been talking about in my mentorship community is first quarter, the biggest thing. Like definitely know where you want to go for the entire year. But what I can tell you from all of my years of experience is that oftentimes things shift and pivot. And I'm not talking to the person that's looking for excuses, right, to shift, pivot, and or give up. But you can have like a really bomb idea or a plan down on paper today for all of 2024. And the way your business takes you over the first quarter, might cause for good and or bad reasons, for reasons outside of your control, where you end up pivoting or shifting just a little bit. And so I would say, instead of just like locking yourself into something hard coded for the year, is like, think about like, if I did this in first quarter, I would be off to a really, really great start. Right. And that's what I did for myself. I'm just sharing my plan with you. Right. And I'm hoping that you can take it and make it your own. All right. So like that 6-figure goal, my goal is first quarter, $100,000. That's my goal. First quarter, $100,000. So number one, right, you have to set your goals. You got to know where it is that you want to go. And I think for most people, it's just fair to know that it's a financial goal that we're actually locking in on. Because then once you have your financial goal, right, then we begin to back into it with all the things that we actually have to do. All right, you guys, perfect time for, my product plug. Y'all, this is exactly why I until I'm blue in the face, I tell people, like, you got to get in these courses, because these courses give you a plan. And what I love is they give you a plan that you can completely customize and make your own. I think one of the best things that I did in my content was day number 1 of the series I did last week. And I felt like, and if anyone was here, let me know, but I felt like that message freed a lot of people to go and really pursue, right, like what they've been maybe putting on the back burner. And to not think that just because you either have a mentor in me or a mentor in a coach in someone else, that their vision has to be your vision, right? And so what I love about these courses is that they literally allow you to establish and customize your own game plan. And that selling the courses as your own is just one financial outlet that I love, right? But when I allowed myself to really settle into how many other ways can I conceive of making money with this information to help other people? Like, I opened up additional income streams because I allowed myself to be free in that way and not worry about, oh, well, if I do this, will other people be confused? It's not about that. Like, I'm a whole business, and that's what I've got to think about. Right. And when I thought about my financial goal, I was like, these make my financial goal way more doable because I'm giving myself more outlets to be able to earn the money versus just locking myself in on just simply one single income stream. My business model has not changed, right? But I'm giving myself more availability, right, to call in the money. One thing I used to always hear, right? Make it easy for people to pay you. Write that down. And so that's a question I had to ask myself, like, am I really making it easy for people to pay me? And so with what I have opened up in my business, right, which I'll be talking about that all next week, I'm doing that, right? I'm doing that. Thank you, Veronica. Veronica says that message was freeing, right, and a blessing. Awesome. All right. So everyone know where you're going, right? At a minimum, first quarter. All right. Number 2. Okay, know why you are here and or why you are deciding to do this. What I mean by this venture, this thing that you're on. Why do you want to make money online? Why do you want to start an online business? All right. If your motivation is solely always just money, okay. Fact of the matter is, there's so many things we can actually do that require a lot less energy and a lot less attention, a lot less focus. For those of y'all that have jobs, you can mindlessly do overtime and make extra money. I used to do that working as a nurse, right? And I love my paychecks when I did overtime, right? You can drive for Uber and you can drive for Lyft. You can do all kinds of stuff. There's all kind of little apps that you can do now to make extra money. There's just a lot of things that you can do that take a lot less energy and time and passion, right, than pursuing what we're talking about here. So again, we're talking about 0 to 6 figures. And y'all, we're going to leave it exactly as that, 0 to 6 figures. Like I said, I'm doing that first quarter. When are you going to do that? If you don't want it to be a year, don't make it a year. Settle on something that's uncomfortable, but you're like, of course that's doable. Like, really believe it's doable. Okay. And then once you get the money out of it, because if I woke up every single day and money solely drove me, I don't know. Like, I don't know where I would be and how I would process my business, to be quite honest with you. I don't think I would have the passion to help people that I do if it was solely about the money. I probably would be a little bit more ruthless. Can I be honest? I'd probably be way more ruthless, to be very quite honest with you. So for me, I think about 2 things when I think about why. I think about mission, right? Or let me say it the other way around. I think about vision, right? Which is where we're going, right? So I think about where I'm going. And I think about what's driving that actual vision, right? So vision's where you're going. That's what you can see. Like, that's the light. And the mission is what's driving you, right? So that you don't give up. Because the reasons why we go anywhere, right, and decide to stay the path or stay the course, they make a difference, right, with actually staying the course. If you're doing something for nothing and tough times pop up, you'll quit because there's no reason, right? Like, what's the punishment? Right? Y'all go to jobs every single day you don't love, right? Because the punishment is, I want lights. I want food. I don't want my significant other to leave me, right? I need a car. The punishment is, if I don't go, I have no money. I have no life. I'm homeless, right? So you go. Well, in your business, sometimes it's not down to that. Sometimes it's like, I have a job that pays me just fine. And if I don't get my business going, so the heck what? I can still eat. I can still provide. I don't want to put up with this foolishness. I don't want to listen to these videos anymore. I don't want to do this hard work. I don't want to, face failure. Then you have nothing driving you. So you'll just quit. There's no true back against the wall. And we all form our own back against the wall, right? It could be anything. It doesn't have to truly mean like your back is against the wall and it's like, I'm either going to do or die. But for you, you create your own back against the wall moments, right? That cause you to do what you do. Or your own limits. So you really have to ask yourself, like, why are you doing this? What's going to push you to hit your goal in 2024? What's going to push you, right, to go forward and not to keep telling the same stories about why things are hard for you, right? Or using your age or using your money or using whatever life circumstance. We all have life circumstances. When that begins to be the story we keep replaying and we keep telling, it dominates our doing. Our circumstances have to be the thing we stop telling and stop living. It just needs to be, it's just what it is right now. And because this is a volunteer army, you have to decide to fight through it because no one recruited you. Like no one said you've got to be here. Therefore, it's unfair to you to take your power away by using your current circumstance or situation as the reason for why you don't do. Does that make sense? It's unfair to you, and it's unfair for anyone that's got to listen to it, to be quite honest with you. Y'all, I'm just going to get real today. It is unfair for anyone that's got to listen to it. Because you're not put in an impossible situation. You've put yourself in a situation that you believe would help to better your life. So it's like, how dare you use your current situation as the reason for why things are hard? You have to understand and write this down. It simply is what it is. It is what it is. What can you control about all of this to help you get the outcome that you desire? Which again, your goals. That's why you got to have your goals. And then number two, that's why you got to have the mission that's driving the vision. Because that mission's got to be strong. Right? Y'all have heard me say it a lot. And I love sharing this because there's so many people that are like, Steph, because you talk about your age, because you talk about retirement, because you talk about the realness and the gravity of all of this, you've pushed me to get started. Yo, I'm 49. So when I talk about eating in retirement and luxury in retirement, like I really want to do my share to provide an amazing retirement for myself and my husband. I want to do all that I can to make retirement like amazing because I want us to do whatever we want to do. Whether that's 1 year just totally vacationing, whether it's another year just kind of sitting up on a cabin someplace, like I don't know what it's going to look like. All I know is I want to wake up every single day knowing like this is what we ordered. This is what we wanted. And it's not what we're settling for. So yes, I do have situations and circumstances where I could say, well, you have a reason for not going hard. I have a lot of them. Some I can control, some I can't. But I choose to look at what I can do. I can go live. I can email my list. I can grow my email list. I can get better at my YouTubes. Right? Like I can care about people better. I can do all the things all the things y'all see me doing. Those are the things I can control. No one can take away my ability to do these things. And these are the things that I've decided, right, that I'm going to lean on to help me get what I want. I hope that helps you guys. I really do. Okay, so get solid on those two things. Okay. Number 3. Okay. Again, 0 to 6 figures. Here's your 2024 money-making blueprint. Okay, this is build your own adventure, create your own adventure. You fill in these blanks to help you get what you want in 2024. Right? Which means, yes, you've got to sit down. How many of you guys have ever been given like a plan where it literally told you everything to do and you actually did it? That's not what you need. You actually need to sit down and activate your friggin' brain. You need to really sit down and really ask yourself, what is it that I want? And why do I want this? Why is 100,000 for me and the first quarter so important? I know the reasons why it's so important. And it's not so I can share a flippin' screenshot that I did it. That's the least of my concerns. I know why. Like for me, it's like imperative. You fill this in and you have a blueprint that empowers your 2024. If you allow it to, it will empower you every single day because you'll constantly go back. You'll be living this. It's not just something to do, you guys. It's not just something to do. All right. So number 3, okay. I decided that a really important part of my business was ownership and control is the way for me. That all the money I make up front. So like when my phone cha-chings on a daily basis, that money is cha-chinging because it's on the way to my bank account. And so for me, I've been let down enough in this industry to not rely upon people or a third party or middleman to actually be my livelihood. I want ownership. I want to know that I own my digital assets. I own like whatever I'm selling up front. I want to own it. And I want to be able to control like my marketing flow, my business flow. I want to be able to control it. I want to know if I make a sale today, that money is on its way to my bank account, right? And so I guess you could think about this as like, what kind of business model, what kind of business moves, what kind of business dynamics are really important for you to help you get what it is that you want. That's why, again, my message is so strong, and I build such a strong case for these courses that I sell, because they educate people on how to learn the things that will forever keep you in business. Not just trending things, but they will forever keep you in business. And they allow you to have ownership and control. Why? Because you own these courses as your own. And they help you create opportunities for yourself. And they help you be able to take advantage of opportunities that are already there for you in the way of selling the courses as your own. And in all three of those examples, no one can ever take those things away from you. No one can ever take away all the digital products that I created, whether I decide to sell them in the moment or not, or use them some other way. No one can tell me I can't give my courses away, or I can't use them for, my mentorship or for whatever. No one can ever take that stuff away. No one can ever take these courses away from me. I own them, right? And I can sell them forever. That's why I'm not afraid to do the things that I do, because I'm not in fear of someone tapping me on the shoulder and saying, Steph, you can't say that, right? I get to run my business the way that I want to run my business and help people in the way that I want to help them. And I get to wake up every single day knowing that I'm not going to wake up to a dead link, right? Because some bozo decides to pull the plug on an opportunity that's making me 6 figures a year. I know that what I set up for myself is going to be there for me. All right. So really, when you think about like your mission, what is it about why you're choosing the business model that you're choosing? Like, if you're someone that loves coaching and you hear me say things like, I don't want to trade time for money as my main business model, but you're like, I love coaching. What are all the reasons why you love coaching? Like, what's your case for having a coaching element, or to having, coaching as your main thing? Build a case for why you do what you do, because that's going to make you unshakable. Because trust me, it's easy. You start taking in these messages from other people and you're like, yeah, she's right. I don't want to trade time for money. But maybe you do, right? Like, maybe you're like, it doesn't matter. Maybe you build a case for it. We're always going to work for money. So I love coaching. That's what I'm choosing to work for. Then fantastic. Then you go in that, right? Y'all, again, that's why my message is my message when it comes to these courses, because I build a case. Right? I am solid on why I do what I do, for who I do, and for all the reasons. No one can shake me like this is the wrong thing to do. It can't, right? So build a case for why you decide to do what you want to do and how you decide to do it inside of your business. All right. Number 4, okay? When you're creating, right, your master plan, your blueprint, okay, it's so important that at all times you know your numbers. That you do the math inside of your business and you know your numbers. So like the first year that I hit 6 figures, I understood, and there were so many videos of me talking about this and inspiring other people in this way. And I would always say $100,000 a year is $275 a day, right? And then I got to a place where I was like $2,000 weeks, $2,000 weeks, $2,000 weeks. I always knew my math. Right. And I was always talking about my math and inspiring people to actually look at $100,000 differently. Right. It's important for you to know your math, right, so that you can actually stay on track. All right. So position yourself for the outcome that you desire. If you don't know your math and you just arbitrarily throw up a number, right, and let's say as an example, you're like, I'm going to hit $100,000 in 2024. And you start celebrating, right? Like, and getting comfortable with earning, $100 a day, $100 a day. You're like, wow, I'm winning. Yes, boo-boo. Congratulations. Like, you seriously are. Like, you are winning, but you're off the mark for $100,000. You get what I'm saying here? This is why I tell you all the time, be mindful, right? Be mindful. Like, I was having a conversation with someone in my mentorship today. And I was like, I would not stack freebies. Like, I personally would not have a bunch of freebies in my business. I would rather put my energy into free content, right, and create a buying environment for people. Again, why? Because I know my numbers. I don't have the time, right, to build a freebie list. That's just for me. For me. Again, because I know my numbers. And so I've got to maximize everything that I do and do what? I've got to position myself for the outcome that I desire. And sometimes that means not doing exactly what you see other people doing, because remember, they have a unique outcome that they're going for. So like, that's my reason why I don't do freebies inside of my business. I show up, I serve, I provide an immense amount of value, and I sell. Because can you tell me what freebie is going to outdo the free content that I put up on YouTube? What freebie is going to outdo that? A freebie takes me out of the equation, where on my YouTube channel, it keeps me in the equation. I get to build deeper know, like, and trust and connections. I would rather spend my time here than building a funnel right around a freebie. That, for me, that's more work, and it delays, right? It delays the money in my business. So you have to know, again, number one, your goals. Everything you do, it has to be there has to be an objective why you do it. You have to know why you actually do it. All right. So make sure that you actually know your numbers and you're paying attention to your numbers. So if your goal, right, is $100,000 in 2024, what does that mean for on a daily basis? And if anything, now you start honing in on that. Is my business positioned to do a minimum, of $300 a day? How, right, do I make this possible? If I get out there every single day and I'm only talking about, a certain product that's maybe $47, not that the $47 product is not important to your business, but if it's only $47, there's no back end, there's no upsell, there's no bump, there's no provisions to earn more money from that product, right? Then you haven't thought out your business and you're not positioned, right, for the outcome you say that you want. You're just kind of selling something, right, to help you make money, but you're not building a business around it. I hope that really, really helps you guys. These are all lessons and things that I had to learn and think about, like, over the years, right, and come to know for myself as I thought about my own business and thought out my own business, right? So like, even low cost offers in my business, I don't offer them a whole lot at this phase, but you guys will see some things coming into the new year. But guess what? There's more money to be made from anything that I offer in my business. That's not the actual courses. Anything that I offer sets up for the course sale. All right, you guys, let me know if this is making sense. Melissa M says, yes, that spoke to me because my best friend is a fitness trainer and that's the lane I want to go in, but don't want her to feel like I'm stepping on her toes, although she is in another state. Yeah, you've got to go for what you want to go and know why you want to do it for the reasons you want to do it. There truly is no competition, friend or foe, right? Everyone's got their individual something. Everyone's got their own unique way. It's our job to build a business, right, around what we want to build a business around. And again, knowing who it is that we actually want to serve. And we'll talk about that in just a little bit as well. All right. So I hope you guys are taking notes, right? And that you are going to really make an effort to sit down, right, and go through these things. I really, really do. All right. Number 5. Okay. Why have I chosen this path? So think about the path now that you actually chose. Okay. I share this all the time. I know oftentimes it's like, I feel like I answered that question, but the more and more that I work closely with people, I understand and I see how they haven't asked enough questions or dove deep enough because there's still so much lack of clarity, right, in the individual elements that make such a difference in how they think through and get what they want out of their business. You're not going to just happen upon, right, bigger financial goals. They come from really, really thinking through things out. All right. And so for me, right, I wrote down, I love the idea of giving people knowledge, of giving people opportunity, and giving people ownership. All right. I'm going to explain why, like, the path that I've chosen, because a lot of people have asked me, they're like, Steph, you have your own digital products. So why didn't you just go from coaching, since you didn't want to trade time for money? Why didn't you just cut that part out of your business and just sell your individual digital products as your evergreen money? Because that last part, that ownership and opportunity, I love the idea of knowing that I am giving someone, like, here, like, learn how to make money online, right? And it's a course. I have courses that teach people how to do individual things and how to make money online and all these individual things. But guess what? If they buy those courses, the only thing they can do from those, they have to create their own opportunities. They now have to say, what do I do with this information? Like the buck stops at the consumption. And now they do have to set something up. They have to figure out how they're going to take the information and use it. No problem. No problem with that whatsoever. Much money being made out there by people doing that. But for me, again, let's go back to the question, why have I chosen this path? Well, I chose this path of learn and earn because I still get to equip people with information that's going to teach them digital marketing and the business of online business so that they stand a fair fighting chance of making money online. But I also get to gift them opportunity as well. So if someone's like me, when I first got started and all they wanted, I just want to learn how to make money online. I want to learn how to start an online business. And they didn't have a business idea. I've given them something that they can begin selling immediately. So that's why I've chosen the path that I chose, is because it's like a great mixture, right, of opportunity as well as information, and making sure that if I'm giving someone opportunity, they're also well equipped with what to do with the opportunity. Where oftentimes in the biz op world, right, people are given opportunities, right, by investing into them, but then they're not able to make money because there's no education around what to do, not from a true foundational standpoint. They don't truly learn digital marketing or the business of online business in a way that's going to allow them to forever create their own economy and really, really get this. And so I chose this path because I know, hand on heart, like with everything in me, I know I'm truly setting people up for the success that they desire. That means a lot to me. I sleep well with every single dime, every single dollar, right, that I transact in my business, because I know I'm equipping people. Even if I just sold it to them and there was no mentorship or me element involved, I know I still equip them with what they need to be able to learn, to be able to earn, and to be able to have ownership inside of their business. I know I put them in really, really good hands. And so again, with whatever business model, right, if you're choosing coaching or you're choosing to sell a certain product or you're deciding to rep for a company, right, why have you chosen that path, right? Why have you chosen it, right? Again, make a case for it, because if you can't sell yourself on it, how are you going to ever build a stable ground or a stable foundation or set a stage up for yourself where you can sell other people on it as well? Because with every word that leaves your mouth, believe it or not, you are selling people on why they should do business with you. That's huge, y'all. That's huge, right? Am I helping you to get what you need, right? To create a blueprint to help you get what you want in 2024? Am I helping you look at this a little bit different, right? So that you actually have a fighting chance of getting what you want, and maybe you can get out of just searching for information or opening up emails or you know, watching live streams, that you can actually start taking action, because that's the difference maker, is the action that you take, right? If you do have an interest, right, and you're like, Steph, like, I know I need to learn this stuff. I know I need to finally, right, learn this stuff so that I can actually set myself up to begin making money online. And I'm going to encourage you, right, to grab the roadmap. Like the roadmap, I feel like is on my heart to really tell, like, go grab the roadmap. It's going to give you everything that you need to help you learn digital marketing, learn the business of online business, get set up for online business success, and like fuel your actual online business path and journey. No matter what direction you want to go in your business, the information and the roadmap you need. Who else out there sells something where they can honestly say that? We're not teaching something specific. We're teaching you online business success. This course will help you learn how to be strategic without even focusing on being strategic. Like, you will just understand and learn, right, why online businesses fail and or succeed. Like, you're going to begin to pave your own path and get true direction on how all this works, why it works, and how to get it to work for you. And what's so brilliant about it is, many years ago, people used to look up to digital marketing like it was this hard, complicated thing, because it felt like just a few people really understood it and were really making a go at it. And so a lot of people just decided not to truly learn this stuff. I began to learn digital marketing from day number one. But now, because things like this course or these courses have simplified the way we get to learn this, there are people popping up all on the scene that are going from zero to something. 0 to 6 figures, zeros to 1 million, zeros to 500,000. Right? One of the courses that I sell, Passive Profit Millionaire, right, was created because this lady went from 0 to 500,000 in 5 months' time through her own simple digital products on social media. So she created this learn and earn course to teach other people her process. You can learn from her. You can learn how to set up very simple digital products. She inspired me. You can set up very simple digital products, learn how to sell them directly on social media. And you can turn right back around and sell her course as your own and earn $340 every single time someone buys the course from you because they want to learn the same thing that you wanted to learn. And in this instance, you don't have to teach them. You don't have to trade time for money to teach people. You can just simply say, I learned it from this course. Are you seeing how this stuff works? Like why I get so geeked up over it? Same thing with the roadmap. When people watch my videos and they want to learn how to do what I do, I don't have to trade time for money any longer teaching them this stuff. The people that I do work with one-on-one, we're more into mastery. We're moving beyond the foundations and I'm working with them one-on-one for something more specific. But I no longer have to trade time for money to teach people, right, how to catch up to digital marketing and online business standards or how to build a foundation or how to gain clarity. They get to learn all of that and more right through the roadmap. So imagine being able to build a business whereas people admire what you do or want to know what you do, or if you have no business idea, right, we give you a digital product that can begin earning you $500 every single time someone buys it directly from you, on top of whatever else you might be deciding to sell inside of your business. So even like Melissa wanting to do something fitness related. Okay, if you're going to do fitness related on the internet, guess what? You're a digital marketer. You got to learn digital marketing. You got to learn the business of online business because our passions alone, right, don't fuel our business. They are part of it. But what fuels our business is marketing, getting ourselves out there, right? As business owners right now, y'all, how many people know about you? How many people know that you exist and what you do and how you can serve them? That's why these courses are so important. Creation, not so much the hard thing for most people. Coming out of obscurity, that's the hard part for a lot of people. Getting seen, creating the awareness, getting people to know you, getting people to exchange money for what you have. When we learn these digital marketing and online business skills, it makes it all possible for us because now we know what to do. We can learn, we can hone, we can master, right? And we actually set ourselves up for achieving whatever it is that we want to achieve in our business. It all takes work. It takes work to fail, and it takes work to succeed, right? Both can be hard. Choose your hard. Choose your hard. At the end of the year, do you want to say, woo, that was hard, but I broke 100,000? Or do you want to say, woo, that was hard. How do I not repeat that again? Every year, are you saying the same thing is hard? Whatever it is that you are settling for, or putting up with, or whatever, is that the hard that you're repeating? Or are you like, Steph, thank you for pushing me. Last year was hard. You are right. This does take work, but I proved that I could do it. I proved that I could make sales. I proved that I could put content out there and inspire people to buy from me. You proved that I could do $100,000, or you proved that I could make X amount of dollars a month. Almost everything is hard. So at some point, we just have to choose our hard. Being overweight is hard. It has its own unique battles. Literally, I'm not even being funny about this. It is hard. Even though I got myself in this situation, it is hard to look in the mirror sometimes and be like, what the, you know what I'm saying? Like, what the what? And working out is hard. Pushing the cookies away is hard. Pushing the cakes away is hard. Not devouring the pizza is hard. But which one's going to get me to my outcome? Which one right? Do I really want to be able to say, I'm glad that I chose that hard? Clearly, the path is going to lead me to the body that I desire. They're both stinking hard, right? So you got to choose your hard. Maybe making an investment into the courses is hard, but is it going to help you get your outcome? Choose it then. That's why the email that I sent out yesterday at the end, I said, like, this is the time you have to decide to be decisive. Like, this is the time to get decisive, or we're going to keep getting the outcomes that we don't truly desire, right? Is that what we want? No, none of us want that, right? And remember also that when you decide to get started now in either of the courses, you get my mentorship for all of 2024. All right. You get my mentorship hub. You get support all throughout the year, right? You get the additional guidance, right? To help you with the mastery of everything that you're learning in these courses, right? And as you begin to take action, right, you get help with mastering these things. And anyone, if they're here, right, they'll tell you it is work. Yes, you have the courses, but you're going to have questions about your direction and what you're doing. And to know that you have a sounding board, to know that you have mentorship, to know you have extra resources and extra tools and extra lessons, right? It really does make a difference to your overall outcome, to know you have someone there and even a community that's there. It really, truly does make a difference, right? So you have until tomorrow, 11:59 p.m. to make the decision, right? And you get mentorship included for the entire year, support included for the entire year, no additional cost, right? And yes, opportunities will be opened up for you as well to share, right, the mentorship and support community with any of your customers as well, if you decide that that's the route that you want to go. Let me tell you something. If this were me getting started many years ago, it is absolutely the route that I would have chosen. Absolutely. I would have been all up in my mentor's container, referring other people to the container as well. I'm telling you, just an easy way to set yourself up to make money and to know that your customers have the bonus of being supported and mentored, and extra things as well to help them on their journey. Right. Number 6. All right. Number 6. All right. Is knowledge. All right. Is knowledge. Okay. Each and every one of us has a responsibility to gain the knowledge for where it is we want to go. All right. And again, this kind of ties into like why I've chosen this path. I'm going to break down again. Use this, right, as a roadmap or a blueprint for your journey. All right. Because even if you have a different niche, guess what? There is a roadmap for you to follow, and there's a roadmap for your people to follow. All right. So number 6 is knowledge. Okay. What does that mean? Okay. So many people fail, don't succeed, don't get what they want because they refuse to get the knowledge. No matter what outcomes you want in life, you have to become knowledgeable about what it actually takes. I love for my business that that's what I give people, right? That's what I give people, that I actually give people the knowledge. All right. I give them access so they can make better choices, make better decisions, take better actions, and help them get what it is that they want. Without learning, right, and acquiring the knowledge when I first got started, there's no way I would have made 28 sales in my first 30 days. There's no way that I would have achieved the levels of financial success that I achieved right early on in my business. But because I was more focused on learning and taking action on what I learned, I was able to achieve results faster than a lot of people that get started and don't take learning seriously. So I love the fact that with what I do in my business, where I make sure that when other people want to learn how to make money online, that I'm making sure they have access to the knowledge. Okay, you have to decide whatever path you want to take, that you're going to become knowledgeable in it, that you're not going to simply rely upon free 99 or a bunch of clouded information or making decisions just based upon like what we can afford. If it's not truly going to help us get what we need, it's not helpful to us, right? It's not helpful. If it's not going to truly help us get, it's wasting anything. It's wasting time. One of the things my husband hates the most is wasting his time, right? You can't get time back. All right. Money's replenishable. We can't get time back. Energy is even replenishable, but you can't get time back. So literally any of those things, it's wasted. Like let's say, and I've done this before, right? Let's say you invest $47 into something and you only buy it because you're like, I can afford this. But you're not sold that that's the answer. So you invest in it. It doesn't give you what you want. You're no closer to achieving what you need to achieve, and even understanding right? Like it just wasn't helpful to you. Was that a wise investment because it was only $47 and because it was affordable? No, you literally threw away your money. You threw away your time as you were reading or consuming the information. Your energy's probably zapped because you feel like I'm no further ahead. I even feel like I'm backwards now. Maybe you're pissed off. Maybe you're frustrated. That's all energy wasted. And the 47 bucks, right? It's gone. It's not the fact that it's only 47. It's wasted, right? It's absolutely wasted, right? So you've got to decide that at some point you're going to step up and actually get the knowledge that you need to help you get and achieve what it is that you want to achieve, right? The cost is really secondary. Again, when you understand the return on investment for staying exactly where you are right now with what you have, hoping to get something different, that's really closely related to insanity. All right. Number 7. All right. For you, as you are setting yourself up, right, to create opportunity. When I think about people that are like, well, what does this involve? Because I don't have a job. Again, one thing doesn't have to do with the other. I don't care whether or not you have a job. Like the fact of the matter is no one cares about those things. Everyone has businesses that put out services and products to help people, right? The outcome, the investment, what it takes doesn't change because we have a job, we don't have a job. What we want is what we want, period. We need to set ourselves up to go for it. And so what I love about opportunity is that when we all think about, again, creating a blueprint, creating a plan, to know that we're each creating and in position to create our own opportunities is amazing to me. That's one of the things that these courses like really open my eyes to. And it's one of the things that I fight really hard to get more people to realize. These are not biz ops. It's not like I can only lock in, I can only sell the courses because I don't want to confuse people. No, you are a business. If you're not diving into the courses, you are missing the whole idea of what you're learning and what it can do in your business. This is not about just coming in, getting set up, and then trying to resell the course to others. That is a fine reward, right? And it's a great additional way to make money or even initial way. But when you don't decide to really dive in and realize all the opportunities that are at your hand, right, you really set yourself up for missing a lot, right? So again, when I think about creating opportunities in my business, right, it's literally a daily thought of mine. How can I create more opportunities, right, to serve, to help, to make money, right, to fuel my own business, to help me hit my goals? I'm constantly thinking about more ways, right? And I'm open to them, again, as long as they are in alignment with my business. So when you think about opportunity, think about a store. Think about a store that might start only selling jeans. Do you think like it would be closed-minded of them to say, no, like let's say that a distributor comes in and like, hey, we have these great sweaters that we think would work fantastic. They would pair great with your jeans. And you're like, no. I'm focused on just selling the jeans. Do you look at that as being like a decision that's potentially costing you money and or leaving money on the table? Right? That's what we talk about when we say opportunity. So we go back to the first part, right, to setting your goals. The reason why your goals is so important, because at some point you have to also sit down and say, well, based upon what I'm selling and based upon my current like marketing landscape, right? You take in consideration what your audience looks like, the size of your business, all these individual things make a difference, right? The potential for growth. You have to ask yourself, is what I'm selling, right? Like, am I confident this alone is going to get me there? So opportunities, right, allow us to be able to get closer to our goal or to help us with our goal, not get closer, right? But we should only entertain opportunities in our business, right, if we know that it's number one, going to help our ideal people even more and help us, right, with the overall outcome that we desire for our own business, right? So important. All right. And for me, again, what that means in my business and why it's so important is I get to give people those opportunities. I get to help people in fueling their opportunities. I get to help people that are a lot like me when I first got started that didn't know how they wanted to make money. They didn't have a money-making idea, right? All of the opportunities and business models that are so open out there right now, they weren't open out there like that when I got started. I didn't know anything about coaching or creating digital products All I knew is that you sell stuff and you can make money, right? I didn't know about making money on eBay or like all these individual things, right? That I know now are a thing. Back then I didn't. I just knew I wanted to learn how to make money. So even if you're like me, I love knowing that I give those people an opportunity to be able to sell something of high quality, of high value, in high demand, right? Because the volumes of people that are out there that want to learn how to make money online just keeps growing. And these courses, they teach people the business of online business. They teach people digital marketing. They teach people how to get their videos seen. They teach people how to get discovered and seen on Instagram. They teach people how to grow on Facebook. They teach people how to make money on these platforms. Right? And then number 8, okay, is ownership. What does that mean for you? Ownership. When you think about what you're deciding to do in your business, what does ownership mean to you? For me, I have so many examples, right? So many examples of being let down by depending upon other people. And I've talked about this a little bit earlier, right? So for me, ownership means that I either get to create my own digital assets or I get to own my own digital assets. When I create them, that's me creating digital products, right? Or me, buying something and having the license to be able to make it my own, right? On the other side, right, of, buying my digital assets, it means, again, I get to own them. I buy them, I own them. So the front end of my business, I own the front end of my business, right? No one can ever take away my ability to make money through the roadmap. No one can ever take away my ability to make money through a passive profit millionaire. No one can ever take away, right, my ability to make money through the digital offers that I offer in my business. I own all of those things. I bought the license to them or I created them, right? And I think for the front end of more people's businesses, again, if we're talking about 0 to 6 figures, you also want the certainty and the confidence that nothing's going to go away, that very, very little is actually changing in your business dynamic where you have to start back over. You want to feel confident that with every brick that you lay, you're building upon your foundation and that it's not going to come crumbling down because an admin or a company owner decides, oh, we no longer want to do this, or we're snatching it away from you. So again, getting to whatever your goal is in 2024, right? Do you feel like you have a strong foundation, like really rooted on ownership, where you have the ultimate say so, where it's your direction, you're choosing, right? And you don't have to worry about looking up and dynamics changing or somebody throwing a monkey wrench in your situation or in your game. All right. Again, really important to think about, right? Again, here's your 2024 money making blueprint. You make too many wrong, off, or like bad decisions, right? You literally begin to slow down, delay, and are put off like your money making abilities. You want to have as many elements inside of your business that are going to fuel, right, your ability to not only start making money, but to continue making money. That's one reason why, like, I love the way that I do things in my business, because I know with every video, with every live stream, with every short, with every email that I send out, that I'm constantly building those bricks and those layers where even if someone is not ready today, right, there's a relationship, or there is, we're forging something where the opportunity for them to buy from me maybe later down the road will be there, right? I know that with every brick that I lay, there's so much ownership in it. I'm not at fear of someone taking anything away from me at this point. Therefore, I get to show up and I get to build with confidence, because it's so, so important. All right. By me in my business giving people these 3 things, knowledge, opportunity, and ownership, I feel like in so many instances, I've really simplified and I've created a more profitable outlet for people, right? When I think about my business, I feel like I'm giving people the opportunity to learn all these things, to take action on all these things, to move forward in all these things, and to become profitable in such a simplified way. And one of the reasons why I believe that is because through all of the years of me doing what I've done, it took so many years to learn everything that's now packaged in these courses, right? So part of my money-making blueprint, right, is giving people access to the very steps, the outline, the guidance, right? The material that has helped me become successful over the years and learn the things that I know over the years. And I love knowing that I've simplified it for people, right? By entertaining, right, these courses or these products inside of my business. What is it about your blueprint for what you do, where you feel like you've created a reason for someone to buy from you? Have you simplified things for them? Have you given them a faster way to achieve something? Is it more understandable the way or relatable the way that you've laid it out for them? Right? You think all of these things are going to contribute, right, to the speed in which that you make money as well, right? You may feel like this is not a blueprint. Absolutely, it is a blueprint, because it's the way that you've got to think about and or approach your business, right? And anytime we can make things easier for people or simple for people or speed things up, right, of course, it looks even more appealing, right, for people on the outside wanting to get started. Why? Because we all want to do things in a simplified way or in a way that will help us speed things along. All right. Now, once we've actually thought these things out as it pertains to our business, all right, let's talk about actually making money. All right. Let me see. Marissa says, must have zoned out. What's number 5? Number 5 was, why have I chosen this path? And then pretty much all the questions, 6, 7, 8, the other content really supports, why you've actually chosen the path, because it's going to all play a role in how you show up and deliver. Okay. So all that's kind of like the backbone, right, of your business. Most people don't give their business this kind of thought and this kind of consideration. And let me just share this with you real quick. So many people that have reached out to me, they recite things in my videos and or my lives. And what I mean, like, they feed it back to me as far as like, you said this and you got me thinking about things differently, right? You said this and that related to me. I resonated with this, right? I decided to get started because you said this one thing and it made complete sense. See, most people don't take the time to get solid on their business why, or their business direction, or their business mission, right? Therefore, they feel like they never really have anything to say, or they never put anything out there where people can actually gravitate towards and latch onto. And for that to be the reason why someone decides, yeah, I want to buy that thing that you have. So if you're wondering, that's why we got to take this kind of time and sit down and really think about and draft out our business. All of this stuff we talked about thus far, like, really is the backbone of a well thought out business, right? That's based upon meaning and passion and reason, right? And it's a big reason for why other people will decide to connect with you and to latch onto you and to look at you as their resource. All right. All right. Let's talk about, how do we make money? Now we've given our business this thought. We've begun to draft out things. How do we actually make money? How do we put together the process of making money? All right. First off, all right, we already talked about the knowledge component. I'm just going to assume, right, that you're working from a place of, you have the knowledge and the education and the information to help you do what you want to do. All right. To help you do what you want to do. You have that, like, you feel like you have a proven plan, right, that you can actually follow. And y'all, I'm telling you, the day and age we're in right now, it just makes a little sense to me why anyone would venture into anything without the guidance or a proven plan from someone that's already done it. There's just too many examples of people that have done things and achieved things that are willing to share the blueprint and share their steps and or their instructions. Like, why would we even ever fathom, I'm just going to recreate the wheel, or I'm going to start from complete scratch and figure this stuff out? If it's for the sake of saving money, I'm just telling you, again, the cost of that honestly ends up being way too high. It ends up being way too high. Working with a proven plan, a proven model, someone's information like already there for you in an organized way, yes, it's going to cost something. It's going to be an investment, but it's going to save you so much, and it's going to help you get to the money faster. Right? Isn't that what each and every one of us wants? Right? Absolutely. That's exactly what we want. Right? So I'm just going to make that assumption that I have a proven plan to work with. All right. Number 2. All right. Number 2, you want to get solid on your niche. Okay. Where are you serving? Where are you selling? Where are you solving problems? All right. Is it the health and wellness niche? Is it the make money and wealth niche? Is it the relationship and or personal development niche? Right? What is the niche that you're actually serving? Okay. Once you get solid there, you want to get solid on who you're serving in that niche. Okay. Who are they? What keeps them up at night? What are their pain points? What do they daydream about? What kind of videos and or podcasts or books are they consuming right now, right? To help them solve this problem or because it's of interest to them. Really understand and know who this person is. No matter what platform, please hear me on this. No matter where you decide to build your business online, which is going to be one of the steps we're going to talk about, the platforms are geared to get your content in front of people, right, of a certain niche and of a certain kind of person. These platforms pay attention to that. They pay attention to what they consume, what they watch, what they search for, and they try to do a really, really good job of pairing your content with these people. I share that as a bonus because if you're not clear on your niche and clear on your person, what's the possibility of your content landing in front of anybody? What's the possibility of a platform knowing what to do with your content? That is probably one of the biggest money-making tips that I can give you going into 2024 is you got to double down on both your niche and double down on the person in the niche. Because guess what? That's where your money lies, is that person right there. Being able to understand that this problem I've had, I have found someone that's going to solve it. They have the thing for me. Again, why I make such a case for the courses I sell, because these little hidden gems, right, we make sure people understand, right, how to discover these things for themselves in their business. There are so many people out there that are creating content that have these followings, but they haven't taken the time to actually say, this is for this group of people who desire this. When you can do that and you can speak to them every single day, right, you will build a money-making business for yourself. You will build something where people will begin to buy from your business. All right? So after your proven blueprint, making sure you have all the guidance, instructions, and knowledge that you need, right now you're going to pick your niche and the people you're going to serve in that niche. I shared this in a video, or I think it was a video. Oftentimes with outdated, old school ways of teaching people about niching, they'll say things, and I've done it myself, right? They'll say things like, sit down and think about who they are, where they live, what's their demographics, what's their race, and how much do they earn on a yearly basis, and how many kids do they have, and do they live in the suburbs, or do they live in the city, are they a service provider, or are they a corporate executive? And that's fine. Like those things, I guess, make a difference. But all I know is for me, I think more about like my person's going to buy this course, right? That's what I sell, right? They're going to buy this course because this is what they want. How many kids, they're not going to buy my course because I understand they have 2 kids. They're not going to buy my course because I'm Black and they're Black, right? They're going to buy my course because they're like, okay, I understand that everything I've been wanting to learn and needing to learn, right, lies in this course. I'm going to buy this course because this course is going to solve my problems. It's going to help me make money. So when I just simply identify the fact that I know what my person is struggling with and what they want, and I speak to that in all of my content, right? Guess what? It closes the gap, right? And it speeds up the process of people actually buying from me. In the day and age that we're in, and with the way these platforms work, it's way more helpful for you to really understand what your ideal person wants and to know your business solves their problem and to connect the two. That's how you get to the money. All right. Number 3. Right? My numbers are off here. So if my numbers are off, don't worry, but we should be at number 3. All right. Number 3 is you want to automate. All right. You want to set up automations. All right. Now I'm going to go back just for a second. I think we've already kind of talked about this, but I want to make sure you understand you also got to know what you're selling them. All right. So when you think about your niche, you think about your person, right? Also make sure that you know exactly what you're going to be selling them, what you're going to be offering them. Right? And why you're actually offering them that. All right. Once you have figured out those things, now you want to build and create automation inside of your business. You guys, in 2024, like this is the game changer. Okay. This is the way where if you're working a 9-to-5 job right now and you want to match the income on your 9-to-5 job, this is exactly how you set your business up to help you make money while you're working your 9-to-5 job. If you're already in business, this is how you set your business up to make you sleep money. right? This is how you make money 24/7, 365 is by having automation set up inside of your business. I like to think about automation as being like my collaborator. I create the content, I send people to my automated systems then does all the work. It presents the information, it takes their payment, it fulfills the orders, it does everything. It sends emails out to them, it does everything, right? I create the content, and then once someone is interested in what I have to offer, they go through an automated system and they're able to learn everything. Everyone goes through the exact same system. Everyone receives the exact same emails, right? You want to get that set up inside of your business, right, as soon as possible so that you can focus more on what we're going to talk about next, which is how you really do get to the money once you figure out a lot of these back end things. All right. So automation is going to look like very simple tools like a page builder, a capture page, or autoresponder, right? In my business, I use one simple suite of products with system.io that pretty much does all of that for me. It's all pretty much in one place. It runs my entire business. All right. If you go down to the link down below in the description, makemoneyonlinewithsteph.com, right? That's where the beginning of my automation starts, right? As it pertains to like what I'm sharing here. You go there, you begin to experience automation. You're going to click, you're going to opt in, right? You're going to learn more. If you're not ready, you're going to start receiving emails, right? Those emails will redirect you back over to my system to learn more. When you're ready, you'll buy. Meanwhile, I'm living my life. I'm doing whatever I'm doing. You guys, when I was first getting started and I was still working, right? It was amazing to be able to come home and to know I made hundreds of dollars while I was working or thousands of dollars while I was working. And it's all because of very simple automations. You have to get those set up inside of your business sooner versus later. Okay, and again, inside of our courses, right, the roadmap teaches you everything about automation. It teaches you how to use our free marketing system, how to get all your pages set up, how to get email marketing set up, right? How to get just everything set up where you begin to build a very well-oiled machine. Automation does not need to be this thing that you are fearful of, that you're doubtful of, that you're confused over, or that you refuse to learn. All right, you've got to get these things set up sooner versus later inside of your business. And again, you don't have to be one of these people that puts it off because you're afraid of it and years go by, right? And your business has not been made better because you don't have automation. You can decide, right, to get set up and have automation working with you. When I think about my girl Veronica, she might have popped off, but she was someone that when she bought the roadmap from me, she knew nothing about making money online. All she knew is that she wanted to like do what I was doing. She knew nothing about the lingo, the vocab, nothing. And within 3 weeks' time, she completely had her business set up. A complete automated system, 2 income streams, payment processor set up, lead generation system set up, email marketing set up, right? And she was able to do that because she had all the training to guide her through step by step how to get it all set up. And yes, girlfriend works a full-time job. So in 3 weeks' time, knew nothing about any of these things, nothing about the tech, nothing about nothing, right? She was able to get all the individual elements of her business set up and to have a full-blown business set up in 3 weeks' time. Right? So I'm telling you, you can absolutely do this even if you're at zero right now, even if you're working a full-time job right now, regardless of your age, regardless of life circumstance or situations, you can decide to do this. We make it so doable for you. All right. And again, that's if you want to go in this direction, right, and get this kind of help and guidance to help you in getting started with your money-making endeavors online. All right. Number 4, all right, you want to choose one platform. Okay. So once you have your automated system set up, right, you know who your audience is, you know who you're serving, you know what you're offering them. This is the important part. You want to choose one platform. All right. You can decide at some point to expand and to grow on other platforms, but I'm telling you, it really is a lot of work to put together a daily game plan of creating content. All right. So you want to choose one platform, and that platform is going to be your home. Okay. This platform is going to be where people begin to discover you. It's where you're going to create name, brand, and business recognition. It's where people are going to decide whether or not they want more information from you. This will be the place where people will begin to binge your content. As they watch one piece, they fall in love with you. They want to watch more of your pieces of content. This is where they will decide, I'm ready to buy. I want to do this. This is where you grow, know, like, and trust. You want to choose one because you want to get really, really great at showing up on this one platform. And you want to be able to meet them in a variety of ways on this one platform, right? And so think about it this way. This is exactly how the platforms work. If you start consuming someone's content, the likelihood is the next time you go to that platform, that's the content the platform's going to show you. Now, think about that in a business owner standpoint. I love knowing that on YouTube, I can upload content, I can go live, I can do shorts, and I can do community posts. That's 4 ways that I can meet and connect with people on YouTube. Let's say someone discovers one of my videos that's been uploaded. They watch that video, maybe they decide to binge some more of my content, and they pop off YouTube for the day. They go back on it the next day, right? The likelihood is, right, YouTube is going to introduce them to another piece of my content, whether that be a community post, whether that be a short, whether that be a live stream, whether that be another piece of uploaded content. And they're like, oh yeah, I forgot, I wanna, and they keep watching, right? Do you see how if you decide to go to work on one platform, you actually get to set up an ecosystem inside of your business that allows you to get in front of people that have discovered you way more often? All right. 2 things we want to be leery of in our business. Number 1 is obscurity, people never knowing about us, right? And being forgotten, right? We don't want to be forgotten. You don't want someone to discover your channel and then they forget about you because you've forgotten about your business. Okay. None of us are that good where we're going to create a piece of content every now and then and get all the results we want out of our business. Right? Believe it or not, people have to, number 1, become aware of us, and then we've got to find ways to stay in front of them. So in my business, I have 5 ways, right, that I can stay in front of people all the time. I upload content to YouTube. I do YouTube shorts. I use my YouTube community. I go live and I build my email list, right? And then I go live with things like this. So again, 5 ways. I'm not relying upon just one. People have bought from me. I don't know about shorts. I know I've grown my audience through shorts, but people have bought from me from being on my email list. They've bought from me from uploaded content. They've bought from me from my YouTube community posts, and they've bought from me from my live streams. And because I know how these platforms work, I want you to try it if you're not aware of this or conscious of it. If there are people that you're used to consuming, and you're not all over the place, right? But even if you're all over the place, the people you generally consume, when you go back to that platform, YouTube is going to show you more of their stuff, either on your homepage or somewhere along. They're going to start showing you more of their stuff. If you understand that as a business owner, your mind should be, well, if they discover me once, I want to make sure they see me again. And that's going to all be dependent upon you choosing one platform and deciding to be prolific on that platform. How many ways can you use that platform? Because remember, it's free. All this is free. How many ways can you use that platform to become prolific and to not be forgettable, right? You want to be unforgettable. You want them to say, oh my gosh, I keep seeing her, but in a good way. Because believe it or not, even though people, like I know my people are searching for like how to make money online, or I know they want these things, and I know they begin consuming me, I also understand that it's not the highest priority in their life. They still want to be entertained by other stuff they're watching. Their mind's on other things. But if I keep reminding them every time they come on YouTube, hey, you want to make money. Here's how to make money. Here's how I did this. Here's how you can. At some point, it's going to become a very high priority for them, right? And the way that I look at it is I'll be the person they take action with. So I create based upon that knowing. I create based upon that expectation that you're going to keep seeing me. Therefore, I'm going to be your logical choice. You can't be someone's logical choice if number 1, they don't know about you, and number 2, they forget you. So you see why one platform is so stinking important. Then when you get big enough and or you might have help, then you can decide, right, to leverage other platforms, whether that's repurposing or creating very intently for those other platforms. But literally, if you have a goal of going from 0 to 6 figures in 2024, one platform will do you. And once you get going, you'll realize how much work one platform really is, right? Especially when you're trying to get the hang and the flow, right, of creating and distributing. And one platform nowadays, honestly, is like enough because when you're getting started, because there's so many things that you can do on all these platforms. On Facebook, right? You can go stories, you can go live, you can do your uploaded posts and so forth, right? You can have a Facebook group if you want to. on Instagram. You can post, you can do reels, you can go live, right? Same thing with TikTok, right? You can go live once you have a certain amount of audiences. Like, these platforms allow you to be able to be exhaustive with the way that you can meet and connect with people and stay in front of them. All right, so you're going to choose one platform. The next one, all right, now you're going to create daily content. I'm not going to nail that because I think I just nailed it when I talked about one platform. You're going to commit to creating daily content. All right, so going into 2024, I have a whole game plan, right, with how I'm using my YouTube community, with how I'm using YouTube Shorts, with how I'm uploading content, with how I'm going live. Out of 4 of those things, of course, I can present new information and more information on a daily basis. And when you understand what I just broke down in terms of the importance of it, right? If I want to hit my goals, then I know I got to. It's not a luxury. I have to do these things in order to hit my goals. All right. So you want to create a plan for yourself of creating and distributing content on a daily basis. All right. You want to create a binge and buy environment where if someone discovers one piece of your content, they don't have to rely upon YouTube, right, to get more content in front of you. In this instance with YouTube, right, they can go over to your channel and at some point you'll have playlists set up, right? Or you'll have videos, enough for them to be able to binge. I shared this the other night in my series, right? How I have so many emails and DMs from people that have said, Steph, I binged your content over the past 2 days. I'm ready to buy. I discovered you today. I bought your course. I've been watching your videos for the past 2 hours. I'm ready to buy. That's what you want to create inside of your business. Believe it or not, that is a strong element, right, of your money-making blueprint, is the ability for people to discover you and to have information and content that they can consume at will. All right. That should be your aim as you're getting started with all of this. All right. Number 5, or I think it's number, don't worry about the numbers, right? I'm out of order as far as how I've said this. We talked about the product with niching, right? But I want to emphasize this here, all right? I don't want you just to choose a product. For me, this is so important. And it makes a difference with how I show up, what I do, and how I sell. But I really want you to choose a product that you feel good talking about, that you absolutely love talking about, right? This is why I can create live streams and frameworks and all kinds of things to talk about, because I love what I do. I love my product. I love getting it in the hands of other people. I find it incredibly useful and helpful, all things, right? So being that I love talking about this, being that I love what it is that I sell, it's easy for me to show up, right, on a very, very consistent, regular, and even daily basis. If I had to sell something just to make money that I didn't love, it would be harder because now I have to muster up the energy or muster up the intelligence. I don't have to do those things when it comes to what I sell, right? Because I love them, I know them, I can talk about them. And I want to encourage you to give the same thought and consideration to anything, right, that you're going to sell inside of your business. As I've added to my product offerings going into 2024, I know that I can talk about every single thing that I'm offering. I know that I can create content, right, in a way that's pleasing for every single thing that I'm offering. I know I can call people in, right, where my products are appropriate for them. If I can't talk about them, people can't learn about them. All right. So really think about that when you are choosing your product offering, whether it's just the courses by themselves that you want to sell as your own, or whether it's other things that you want to introduce into your business, right, to offer and sell also. All right. Or if you're venturing off, right, and you want to get involved in a company or an affiliate deal, right, do you really feel like your product is something that you can talk about, right, that you love talking about? Because believe it or not, your energy behind you selling does make a difference with people latching on and like wanting to do what it is that you do. Believe it or not, right, attraction marketing is alive and well. And so much of how we show up and how we share things and how we break things down, people oftentimes are thinking, I want to do what she's doing, right? I want to show up the way she's doing. It's not just the product they want, but it's the result of what they may see through you in terms of why they actually want it. So loving what you're selling really does make a difference in helping you to achieve that. All right. And then the final point, right, is mentorship. How are you going to make money? Mentorship. All right. The reason why I feel like this is so important, all right, when it comes to our overall blueprint is, and I don't even have this in my notes, but just as I reflect to the volumes of people I've worked with one-on-one, whether I'm meeting with them during office hours, whether they're in a private mentorship community, whether they have one-on-one access to me, as a coaching client, I realize how important being repetitive is. I realize how important, just because you give someone something one time, it doesn't mean that they're going to master it, right? The next time that you encounter them. People having the ability to take action on something and get feedback and or get guidance or get reviews or any of these things, right? Even support, it makes a difference. And so I don't encourage anyone to go out there and go at this alone. I just really do not. Like, even in buying these courses, I think they're fantastic. I think they give you like literally the instructions, the guidance, all of that. But that human sounding board, or that element of someone looking at your business as an individual brand and really understanding what you want and making sure your business is conveying that often gets lost, right? When you don't have someone that can help you, right? Or give an inside peek or an inside look at what it is you're actually doing. Having that human connection, right? I believe, and I've actually seen it be really, really important, right? As a part of the dynamic of you growing your business. There are some people that just choose to be around me because I push them, right? Because I don't let them play small, because I remind them of who the heck they are, because I remind them of why they are here, right? Because I give them a word for the day that they need to get off their butt. Like, people choose mentorship and or to be around people for a variety of reasons. And sometimes it's not just the instructions, right? Sometimes it's just for someone to remind you to do what you know you need to do. So I just don't encourage you to venture into it all by yourself. All right. One of the elements in what I do is I offer the mentorship element, right? And again, I knew this blueprint was important to share, as I've been doing all throughout the past couple of days and weeks. It's because, especially with ending tomorrow, right? The element of getting free mentorship for an entire year, it goes away. And again, you can tell how strongly I feel about mentorship and having someone there for you. So with mentorship, right, when it comes to what it is that I do, first off, let's talk about what you get, and then we're going to talk about the last point. All right. So number one, you get weekly office hours. So as you're taking action, doing what you're doing inside of your business, you get a place of showing up, asking questions, getting guidance, a sounding board. Sometimes it's just a chat. Sometimes people just pop in and say, hello, Steph, I'm here. Right. This is what's going on, whatever. But they know they're not here by themselves. I can't tell you guys how many people are out there all by themselves, wishing they had mentorship, wishing they had guidance, wishing they had a sounding board, wishing they had a community or someone that was there for them, right? That's what you get when you decide to invest in either one of these courses between now and tomorrow. All right. You get mentorship for all of 2024 covered. Okay. You also get blueprints. You get lessons, you get content ideas, you get additional training sessions, right? Some will be pre-recorded and a lot of them I've done live, right? Again, you get real connection, real support, right? And so I like to think about it as like the blueprint, the roadmap as an example, being that robust, like digital marketing online business Bible. It's going to teach you everything you need to know about making money online and getting set up and everything in between, right? From that to making money. It's going to teach you everything you need to know. And then I feel like my mentorship helps with the individual aspects of our businesses. It teaches you how to master niching and how to master picking your individual person for your business, and how to maybe master picking your products and your services and creating your content and having a voice in your messaging. That's what I feel like my mentorship actually offers people. And the feedback that I get from people is that they love the courses, they really, really do, but it's the mentorship that has really made a difference. And that's why I speak so highly, not because it's something that I've conceived and I've made up, but the feedback that I get when people actually say it's the mentorship for me. That makes such a difference. And it makes me realize how much is missing out there from people that don't have, right, like this kind of element inside of their business. All right. And so by taking action on either of the courses between now and tomorrow, you're going to get the element of mentorship and everything I talked about comped for you. You will not pay a dime for access to mentorship, right, and or the office hours in 2024. All right. I do open up other opportunities to like work with me in smaller, like day-to-day sessions. That's certainly an additional cost, but my actual mentorship hub, my office hours, it's included for everybody. All right. Am I taking action by tomorrow? You get that totally comped. All right. After January, for all new customers, there will be an additional cost for anyone that does want access to the actual mentorship hub. All right. Now, the final point, all right, is responsibility. So we talk about going from 0 to 6 figures, okay, in whatever span of time you want to do it in. All right. And then understanding how this is your 2024 money making blueprint. The final thing really is, it's all about you, but this one is really important. And it's taking responsibility. All right. Taking responsibility. So number one, taking responsibility for what you want, not what's given to you, right? Not your current situation or circumstances. Being responsible for what it is that you want, knowing that you want it and knowing that you are going to go get it. All right. You got to be responsible for creating the plan. All right. You've got to be responsible for actually creating the plan. And right now we're at that time of year where people are like notorious for sitting down and creating plans. Right. And oftentimes, again, why mentorship is so important, they will fall through and they won't actually follow out their plan. They won't see their plan through, but not you, right? Not you. Why? Because you take responsibility. All right. You take responsibility. All right. You got to take responsibility with the work aspect. Okay. So once you create your plan, you got to make wise choices with how you're going to back up that plan. I can create a great weight loss plan, but if I'm not working that plan on a daily basis and eliminating the sugars, eating better, hydrating better, and doing my workouts, then what's the plan? Sure, I can be responsible for creating the plan, but now I got to be responsible for working the plan. And believe it or not, that's where so many people fall off. And it's what's called the knowing doing gap. We know what to do, but actually doing it's a whole nother thing. Please, I want you to keep this visual and write this down. Okay. Write down everything you know to do to grow your business. Okay. Especially as you begin to dive into the roadmap and you begin to really learn and understand what to actually do to grow your business. Write down everything you know to do and then write down what you're actually doing. Until we can get what we know to do flesh with what we are actually doing, there's a gap. And oftentimes that's where people find themselves. That's why they're not making money. They're not getting ahead. There's no momentum. Is because there's a big gap between knowing what to do and what they actually do. What you want to be focused on every single day is knowing what to do and then closing that gap until what you are doing and what you know to do are one and the same, right? That's when the success that we desire will manifest. That's when we'll start getting more of what we actually want. So if you understood that that's all that's really stopping you, again, it's the work. Empower yourself to be responsible for the work that you put into your business. Right? Be responsible, right? That this is real. Know that this is real. Okay? Know that this thing we're building here is not just some internet thing to pass time away. That we get nothing out of this by just simply consuming information for anyone that might need to hear that. We get nothing out of this by simply consuming information. Now, if that's your only goal, then you're getting what you want out of it. But if your goal is to actually a financial win, right, you get nothing out of just consuming. So when you really recognize, as you can likely hear in my voice from everything I've shared today, when you really recognize that this is real, like goosebumps real, like you're like, holy crap, like I can change my life with this. Like I could change my bank account. Like whatever my bank account is right now, it could be different in 30 days or 60 days or 90 days. By the first quarter, it could be different. Y'all, I've done it. So I'm telling you, I know it's real. But until you see this as real as any other profession or job or thing that you've done that's helped you make money, and you realize that you are a real person, this is a real opportunity. The internet is real. There are real buyers out there. There are people that are real that want to buy what you have to offer. Until you realize all this stuff is real, right? You won't take responsibility for closing that knowing doing gap. You won't start to do what you know to do because there's an element of this is not real. This cannot happen. Or there's this element of like, I'm just here to consume content. And maybe you believe that's enough. That's not building your business. You got to take responsibility, again, for actually doing the work. And we're doing the work. Why? Because we know it's real. And oftentimes, again, we talk about, how faith without works is dead. Because you can't say you have faith and there's no works. Your works is literally a testament of the fact that you believe that there is faith, that you have faith in something. So if you're like, Steph, no, I know this stuff is real, but you've done nothing, then you do believe it's real for you. How about that? Because now if you believe it's real for you, you got to take responsibility for getting your act together and showing up like it's real for you. At some point, we've got to stop telling other people's stories of success. And we've got to start telling our own stories of success. We got to stop believing more in other people and what they've accomplished and done. And we got to start believing more in our abilities, right? To accomplish, right? Our own unique levels of success. When you do that, right? Things begin to change inside of your business because you realize you're on your own unique journey, right? And you begin to take that more seriously over what other people are doing. You keep your eyes on what you're doing more than what other people are doing. And the final point, right? Take responsibility and know that this is a business. Now, this is a real income producing thing. This is a real income producing thing. So again, once we realize, wait a second, there are other people out there doing what I say I want to do. And they're earning sizable income. They're making a lot of money. They're paying their bills from this stuff. They're buying new cars. They're buying new homes. They're even living life of luxury. And you realize this is a whole business. That we're not just consumed. You're just not here live because you have nothing better to do. At least I hope that's not your story. I hope you're here because you saw that you can create a blueprint for making money in 2024 and you really want to get your share. You want to learn how to make it real for yourself. Like you're really in this to start up a real business and grow a real business for yourself. You got to take responsibility. Again, let's go back to the knowing doing gap. You begin to learn what to do, but now we got to close that gap. All right. That responsibility bit right there is going to be the glue that holds your entire 2024 together. Because you're likely going to consume a lot of information over this year. But how much of it will you actually take action on? That's when the responsibility bit kicks in. Where we refuse to invest any time, energy, or money into things that are not serving the direction we're moving into. Again, that's why it's so important to know exactly what you want so that you can recognize the people, resources, and or tools that are in alignment with helping you get there. If I don't want to run a half marathon, I'm not going to train for a half marathon. You get me? I'm not going to invest into a half marathon training. If I don't want to run Facebook ads, I'm not going to invest in Facebook ads training. If I don't want to make money on Etsy, I'm not going to buy a course on making money on Etsy just because it's sold, at 50% off on Black Friday. I'm going to invest into, I'm going to spend my time and invest my time and my energy and my money on things that are in direct alignment to help me get to where I want to go, period. I'm not going to buy a flight to Italy, right, when I need to get to California. Always know exactly where you want to go so you can recognize the people, resources, and tools that are in direct alignment with helping you get there, but also recognize what's not in alignment so you can quickly cut them off or get rid of them or unsubscribe or stop watching, stop buying, whatever the case may be, right? This is going to help you focus. So I really, really hope that this could be helpful for you. I promised you I was going to take my time because I want this to be an ongoing resource that can help someone that really needs to understand the for reals about what it takes, right, to make this possible for yourself. The thought, the consideration, right, the guidance that you want to take in to begin making this real for you. You guys, we are all a work in progress. There is no consuming something one time and saying that you got it. right? If you consumed it, I hope you took notes, and I hope from your notes you begin to formulate an action plan or a game plan for you to make this real for you. All right. If you know you got to get the information, the knowledge in your hands, the skill base in your hands, that you got to start learning digital marketing and the business of online business. I'm telling you, it's never been more simplified than through the courses, right, that I offer. Right. Again, I highly recommend if you feel like you're in the dark, you're not in the know, you don't know where to start, you're like, stuff, I just know that I want to learn how to do this stuff. I want to learn how to make money online. All right. No matter what your niche, no matter who you want to serve, you got to learn what's actually in the roadmap. All right. And so I want to encourage you to really look over the roadmap. And again, now is the time, because you're going to get the added mentorship tacked on. The roadmap is going to really be your path for learning digital marketing, learning the business of online business, helping you get set up for online business success, teaching you about funnels, teaching you about the vision of your business, teaching you about how to turn ideas into a product ready for market, teaching you about sales pages and how to connect your autoresponder and how to connect your payment processors and how to set up, payment plans for your business, how to grow your business, how to use Instagram. Our Instagram training is amazing. If I was looking to make money on Instagram, for sure, I would be all up in that training. It is so doggone good. Instagram training, TikTok training, Facebook training, YouTube training. We teach you everything, content training. We teach you how to make money, online. We teach you online everything you need to know, right? To build a foundation to get you from zero, right, to six figures. It is in there. And if you end up not having an idea for your business, so when you get started, I'm going to recommend you watch the two intro modules. Right? They don't have numbers, but they're an introduction to the roadmap and the community and things that you really want to know, that you need to know about. And then I'm going to encourage you to watch the first two modules, because the first two modules, the official first two modules, are going to help you establish the vision for your business. Most people don't do this. And I've shared this before. I used to have a service, right, called a discovery call, right? And I would help people gain clarity and path and direction in their business. And I charged $300 for an hour of my time. And guess what? People bought it directly from my YouTube content all the time. I sold many of them every single week in my business. All right. Literally, I was making thousands of dollars a week from discovery calls in my business. $300 from one call. Yeah. The roadmap is $500 one time. And guess what? One of the first modules helps you gain this clarity, helps you gain this vision, helps you really understand like what you want out of this, like what direction do you possibly want to go. That way you're not putting your ideas on the back burner to sell the course. If you don't want to sell the course, don't sell the course. Use the training to help you take action on the ideas that you have. And the second module helps you really begin to understand like how to turn any ideas that you have into a product, right, that's ready for market. And there's another module, I think it might be module 3, that really talks about like how to begin thinking through, right, your business and really, really understanding how to build like a business by design. Y'all, we start you off right. So a lot of people that think, oh, this is just a course about selling a course, they're wrong. And if you're out there watching it, you're wrong. We care more about you getting out of this the information and the education that you need to build a really strong online business, right, that could be around for you forever, as long as you want it to be. And somewhere around module number 7, I think, we actually talk about, hey, if you want to actually sell this course as your own, here's the help to help you get it set up. You go through a lot of modules and a lot of information to help you in the discovery of your own business before we even talk about using the course to sell it as your own, right? And then there's tons of more training, again, to help you with choosing your platform, learning how to use the platform, like literally teaching you how to make money on the individual platforms. So when I talked about choosing a platform, if you don't know what platform to choose, our training will help you, right? And you can choose the best platform, and you can choose how to create content on those platforms. It's just amazing. I can't speak enough about it. Right. And so again, with these courses, and again, Passive Profit Millionaire is all about creating very simple digital products and how to sell them very directly on social media. And she walks you through the entire process of how she went from $0 to $500,000 in 5 months' time using this process. Right. So if you already know, like, I just want to learn how to do that, then Passive Profit Millionaire is perfect for you. All right. I use them both. I love them both. I've been inspired by them both. Like literally, they both have taught me so much, absolutely so much. And I've shared this quite a few times, but when I decided to pivot this year from coaching to a more like evergreen business model, the roadmap, first off, really helped me like put my own life vest on first. I was able to establish deficiencies in my own business plan. I was able to look at my business with a lot more serious of a lens. A lot of the stuff that I'm talking about now with you guys, it's because I realized there's a difference from the make money mindset and the business mindset. Anyone can go out there and make money for the day, right? But that's not setting a strong foundation for making money for tomorrow as well. And that takes a different consideration. And what these courses allowed me to do is really think about like what's working in my business well, what's not working, and based upon where I want to go, how to set up those provisions. And so literally allowed me to slow down, to stop worrying about other people just for long enough to put my own life vest on first, right? And by doing that, now I'm a greater inspiration, right? And or guide and or mentor to those that come across my content and want to model what it is that I do. I can really help them, get set up on strong ground, right? I make a more compelling case for these actual courses, right? And I believe that I'm in a better position to help more people really understand how to maximize and get the most out of, right, all of this information. So I do definitely say, like, if you can, and I'll say this again, because I'm here to kick it with you guys and really be real. I say, like, if you can do both, because the reason for me why it was also very important when I discovered that I really did love, like my mind was blown when I went through PPM. I'm like, this is so scrappy. This is so good. It was like a VIP day. It was amazing. But I'm like, you know what? I'm a resource. So if someone discovers my YouTube channel and they're like, yeah, like that's the direction I want to go in first, or I'm leaning more towards this, I want to be the resource to allow them to buy it from me. I don't want them to go buy it from somebody else. I don't. I want to be the resource. That's like, again, having a clothing store and saying, no, I'm sorry, we don't sell sweaters, but the shop down the hallway, they sell sweaters. I'm just not available to do that in my business at this stage. I'm just not. So again, that's just real talk for anyone that might be thinking weird about like why I sell both or whatever. I'm unavailable for that, right? No, I want that 342. And if you find me as a resource and you're like, Steph, you're the person I want to buy from because I love you and all these things, then I want you to buy from me. Right. And again, that's business mindset, though. That's just business mindset. I loved it and I sell it. Right. And so both programs are learn and earn. You get to learn from them. You get to create opportunities for yourself with them. You get to take opportunities by selling the courses as your own. Right. And you get ownership. You get to own both of them, meaning that you get to download them to your computer and no one can ever take away these digital assets. Okay. Huge. So you're not just like renting something. You're not just being sold a login. You have ownership. You don't have to create these courses. You don't have to create like any of this stuff. You get to dive in immediately and begin to learn and to begin taking action depending upon what your motive is and what your goals are. And then again, when you take action by tomorrow, right, you also get my mentorship and my support community for all of 2024, which in my opinion is priceless. Because the fact of the matter is, you never know what questions you're going to have. You never know what help you're going to desire. You never really know how much you, what's the word I want to use? Value having someone in your corner until you have someone in your corner. When I started investing into mentorship, I'm like, I can never imagine like not having a sounding board or someone there. I couldn't imagine just doing this by myself. I couldn't. But I didn't know the value of that until I actually had someone in my life like that. And I realized how valuable it was. Talk about blind spots. I didn't realize how many blind spots. I didn't realize how much of a I know that attitude I had. Can I just be real, y'all? I had no idea that I had like a know-it-all attitude until I had someone in my life. And I'm like the walls just came down and I was able to receive what could actually make me better. It's huge. And y'all, you get that for free for all of 2024. It's literally there for the taking if you want it. All right. The links are down below in the description. I'm just going to pop over and see if there's any more questions. I see some long form comments. Let me see. Tracy says, "Hi, Tracy girl. Hope your move is going well." She says, "Hey, Steph, you have been so consistent." Yes. And again, y'all, that is, it's it's a decision. It's just a decision, right? And I'm not saying that it's easy. I'm not saying that it's easy. Y'all had a huge wake-up call, right? I've shared this before, but I fight consistency all the time. But I was doing my nighttime lives for a while. And my husband has the kind of schedule where he's, off and on and off and on. So some nights he's home, some nights he's not. And it was one night where he was off, and I was sitting on my couch. And if you didn't know, I can be very passive aggressive. But I was sitting there and I'm like, I don't want to go live. And he goes, facts don't care about your feelings. I'm like, I thought maybe he was going to be like, oh no, baby, it's okay. We'll watch a movie or just chill for the night. He was like, facts don't care about your feelings. And I was like, well, I guess I'm going live. But yeah, consistency is definitely something we all have to work on. And I hope that literally by me being consistent for people in my community, like my girl Tracy, right? I hope, right, that my consistency, like you see the payoff for being consistent, right? And again, that this is an example of like what it could take for you. It may not take all this, I don't know. But for me, being consistent like this, it takes this in my business at this stage. For you, it might not, I don't know, right? But I think all of us can fare well by just deciding to be like crazy consistent with whatever it is that we do. Sending emails, going live, uploading content, doing TikToks, doing reels, doing stories on Facebook. There's this one lady I follow, she's in Beachbody, and that's how I know her, because I used to be in Beachbody many years ago, and I love her daily stories on Facebook. And literally, I'm always saying, if I ever wanted to buy a Beachbody product, right, that's who I'd buy from. Because again, she's a walking example. She's consistent. She shares her journey, her story. Y'all, that's how people think. They might not be in the market for what you have to offer right now, right? But your consistency. And I know Tracy won't mind me sharing this, right? Tracy's been in my space for a long time, right? A long time. And when she popped at one of my office hours, right after she became a customer, right, and a member, right, she said stuff like, even when you didn't know it, you were inspiring me. She said, whether it was videos, whether it was emails, you were inspiring me. Now, that's why we can't give up. You don't know where people are, what they're going through, what you don't know. And I remember one of my mentors said, you don't get to decide when people buy from you. That was a big wake-up call for me. She's like, you have one job, and that's to show up. She said, you don't get to decide when people buy from you. And so it's like when I get messages like that, and, Tracy's like, you didn't even know, right? She said, or you may or may not even know. But for years, you were inspiring me. Right? Whether it was through video, through emails, whatever it is you want out of your business, you got to ask yourself, what am I willing to exchange? Are you willing to exchange being consistent? Are you willing to exchange showing up? Are you willing to exchange your daily videos? Are you willing to exchange daily emails? What are you willing to exchange for what you say you want in 2024? Right? And whatever you want at whatever rate, be willing to give that. If you want daily pay, decide to show up daily, right? If you want a lot of money, decide to create a lot of prolific content. Give above and beyond, right, what you say you want, and focus more on that than what you actually want. Because just wanting the money enough is not enough. Instead, do the thing that you're willing to exchange for the money that you desire, right? I know we can't make promise or guarantee, but what I know of my own business, if you do that, the money will show up. Right? The money will show up, right? Shantae says, I just want to wish everyone in our mentorship community a very successful and abundant year. Yes, boo. Yes. I'm looking forward to an amazing 2024. Yes, exactly. Also, with that, I want to go ahead and close it out for the day. Again, if you are out there on the fence, been watching, right? Just make your mind up. It's time to be decisive. It's time to know what you want and decide to go for it. All right. And the biggest reason I want you to say yes right now is because I want you to get access to the mentorship that I believe your business deserves. Your business deserves. And then once you have it, you're going to realize how invaluable it is. And you'll likely never be able to see going about this way of business without having someone there intentionally to support you and guide you and to help you. And when you see all that's going down, right, in the mentorship, you're going to be so thankful, right, that you have access. For those of y'all that are already in, just know the mentorship as a hub is changing a lot, and so much fresh new stuff is coming in 2024. Why? Because we got to keep it updated. We got to keep it with the times, right? We got to be fresh, new. We got to be relevant for what's going on. So it's not going to be this stale hub, right? It's going to be fresh. It's going to be new. It's going to be helpful. I'm going to be listening to y'all, and I'm going to be providing what you guys need, right, to help you fuel your growth. And I'm going to be sharing exactly what's working in my own business, right, in real time, so that y'all can model it. You don't have to guess. You can actually model. All right. We're moving into a level of mastery. No matter where you're starting, you're going to learn how to master your craft in 2024. If you come hang with us, you really will. All right. So all the information is down below in the description. MakeMoneyOnlineWithSteph.com. Also, the bundle deal expires tomorrow as well. All right. So the bundle deal allows you, if you have both products, right, you get 11 additional digital digital products that are ready for you to sell. They're beautifully in Canva. All you got to do is just rebrand and get out there and sell. All right. You get 11 of those for free if you take advantage of the bundle deal, and you'll see the bundle deal over at MakeMoneyOnlineWithSteph.com. You also get that funnel that you see there. If you have any questions, just let me know. All right. But you can replicate that funnel so you can sell both offers in the exact same way if you desire. And I think the biggie really is the additional products, 11 additional products, right, for you to get out there and to begin selling inside of your business. Again, for 100% profits. Huge. Absolutely huge. All right. So I'll be standing by y'all. If you have any questions, just hit me up on email. I'll be more than happy to reply to you and to help you. I look so forward to you taking action, getting started. I look so forward to being the mentor in your corner in all of 2024 and celebrating your success every step of the way. All right. Veronica says, thank you. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Exactly. I love our community. I really, really do. Love and appreciate each and every one of you guys. And you guys have each played such a big role in my own growth as well. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Have a fantastic day. I really hope you guys are leaving better. Take the time to put together your blueprint. Know where it is you're going, fill in all the important blanks. And again, this is the kind of additional help you get with mentorship as well. All right. I'm never going to let you forget. This is the stuff we got to be focused on. All right. Have a great day, and cannot wait to welcome you into our community. Bye-bye.